Come On Show with Southside Steve.
Yeah, come on. Here we are on a lovely Monday. And I got to tell you, man, I got to find myself here. Here we go. I enjoyed Friday watching the show live that we had done Thursday night at Rockin' Taco.
At the Rockin' Taco.
Yeah, it's almost like it was so cool live. I thought the lighting was good. Everything looked good. We were in one of their side rooms. And man, if they got some plans, I walked around with the owner. He was very happy with the crowd and the people.
Yeah, it was a good crowd. Good crowd, huh?
And I thought the police, for me, the novice, I thought that he sounded just like Sting.
Oh yeah, no. Ken Carnes he's got the Sting part down. In fact, I took a little video. This is when they took the stage.
Okay.
Opening with the song Synchronicity 1. No, Synchronicity 2.
Synchronicity 2,
That's the one they opened
He
with.
actually said we don't do Synchronicity 1.
Yeah, they don't. I wish they did. That's a good tune.
Okay.
Here we go. See. So there you go. That is Synchronicity, the police tribute from the Rockin' Taco last week. Yeah, great show. Stayed for the whole thing and then some.
Yeah, I stayed for the whole thing and got out. Yeah, you were there with your cousin, and y'all were driving safely in an Uber. Did you drive in a driverless one?
No, just a regular Uber. The driverless ones don't go that far. They're not out in the burbs yet. They're still only in town. The Waymos, because I don't think they can get on the highway yet, like 400 or 75, 85. They just do surface streets, and there's probably just not enough demand around the burb. But they will, believe me, the robot drivers are coming all over.
I am looking to live my entire life never getting in one of those.
You're missing out. They're fun. It's interesting.
I don't know if it's fun. I watch people now. If I get behind a Tesla, I notice that they're way too safe. In other words, they don't do, like, okay, this person's doing this, I'm going to go around this, or they don't all of a sudden go on yellow, or they don't shoot the gap. They're safe.
No, because they probably have it on auto drive. And this is what I learned. My friend's got a Tesla, and it basically drives him home.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what's going to happen with the DUI laws in the future when, the car is completely driverless, it's completely safe driverless. Say you're sitting in the driver's seat, you're not driving, but you've had a few drinks and get pulled over.
I still think you will get a DUI. The reason being is because for any reason, if the driverless hiccups or whatever.
You're supposed to be there ready, yes.
And you have to be there ready, so you still are ultimately responsible for the automobile. So I do not think it'll get you out of DUI. It shouldn't. Because I don't want a bunch of damn cars driving a bunch of geeks home drunk.
Well, the thing that it will prevent you from doing is making some stupid mistake, like speeding, running a stop sign where you get pulled over.
Yeah,
it'll drive safe, and you'll be less likely to get pulled over if you've had a few drinks. And I'm not condoning that because I take Ubers, so I'm not condoning.
Exactly.
I'm just saying it's interesting where this is going in terms of drinking and driving.
I understand, and it's like, how quickly do we get there? Do we have the bandwidth for all of this? That's the other thing. I don't know.
What about they got to build more data centers? How these cars drive themselves? They got to use these data centers that people keep talking about they're building. And
they're doing something in my neighborhood. They're putting the fiber cable or whatever new fiber cable into the whole neighborhood.
No, you're going to get probably an upgrade. I guess
we're getting an upgrade. So they came and scanned where everything was, and they're coming to install it. And I'm like, far out, whatever. They've already redone the sidewalks wherever there was a crack. And then they come back and spray paint to show where things are so the fiber cable people know where everything's at before they come in. I'm already in one of those subdivisions that has no phone lines. Everything's underground.
Yeah.
Which is great. So I don't worry about trees. But it doesn't matter if you live in an updated neighborhood. You got telephone poles and lines out on the main roads, and a tree falls, you're still effed. So I don't know. We're making steps. It'll get better. But yeah, just very interesting with technology, but you cannot beat what we just saw. There are people out there that are making bands. There's actually, I think, a band I'm becoming a fan of. I don't think they're real, but what we saw or 3 guys that got together that can play the instruments to perfection, I assume. You know the notes better than I. All I could say is it sounded like what I hear on the radio, and he resembles Sting. But damn, the vocals sounded spot on. I know they had a little bit of background music that was probably
some keyboard tracks they play along
keyboard
with.
tracks were placed in.
The Police did that too in real life. So
that
tracks.
But it's a lot of responsibility on one guitarist, one drummer, and one bass player.
Yeah, they still do it a power trio just like the Police.
I'm blown away by the talent.
Yeah, and I know the guitar player. I think I forgot his name, but he goes by Sergio.
Yeah.
He also plays in an Ozzy tribute and plays the Randy Rhoads part, which I can tell by his guitar and his style. He probably nails that better than he does Andy Summers.
Yes, because you got on to him in the broadcast. And by the way, you guys should go back and watch this particular episode of the Yeah Come On Show. It was Friday's episode, and just see. But we interviewed all 3 musicians, and we found out their real names, what they were doing. We talked about their characters. But you were talking about his guitar, that he's not really on the right guitar.
Yeah. I mean, that would be an easy change that would, get it a little more authentic. He needs a Fender Telecaster, which was the main guitar that Andy Summers played. But instead, he's playing a Les Paul like Randy Rhoads. So this is just a switching of the guitar, to me, would make a difference for the real Police fans. Okay, well, he might need to do that. But there's a band out there. He said he'd use it if I could give him one. He didn't have another guitar.
You're the one that does this for a living. Go buy the proper guitar. Mm-hmm. But there were a couple times where he took liberties, and I joked with Ken Carnes, who is the leader of the band. I said, "Dude, it was great. I can tell your boy likes putting a lot of icing on his cake." He goes, "Yeah, he gets a little."
Oh yeah, then we did a guitar solo. It was basically a Randy Rhoads guitar solo.
We're like, wrong band, dude. Yeah. But no, I got to tell you, Rockin' Taco's crushing. We are there the first Thursday of the month. I'm talking to him now about us coming out more on the other Thursdays, but they really, really have a huge budget for the first Thursday, meaning they're paying these bands a lot, and the charge is reasonable, especially if you're coming in just to watch, $25. Mm-hmm. But they've got an expensive band. Why? Because he looks like him. They sound like him. Slippery When Wet comes June 4th, and we will be there, the ultimate Bon Jovi tribute. All right, we are coming to you live from the Exit Wealth Studios. I'm Southside Steve. That's Jeff Cole, my co-host. And also we are in the Exit Stage Left Advisors studio. This building is where both those businesses are. They're also in Buckhead, a studio that we can broadcast in anytime we want. Right now, Alpharetta in the studio we built, terribly convenient. But there'll be a time. So right now it's time to get into a little Steve MZ. Steve MZ is brought to you by Smalls Sliders, the mouthful of awesomeness. I have sent a couple of advertisers that way, a couple of people. Everybody that has tried it has just been over the top. This is equal to any little slider or specialty burger you're going to get at a restaurant that would cost like anywhere between $20, $25. The high-end smash burgers, those type of things, their taste. But this is fast food, man. Mm-hmm. You get 1, 2, 3, or 4. You get yourself some fries, a shake, or a Coca-Cola product, and you are rocking. It's a fast drive-through. It's located off Windy Hill in Marietta, just before Cobb Parkway.
And more to come, too.
Oh, yeah. There's 4 more coming by September. Timber! We're Kevin. And by the way, you can spot these things from half a mile away. It's terribly orange. Mm-hmm. It's
smorange.
Smorange.
That's their color.
It is smorange, their very own color. All right, right here. Time for a little Steve MZ. There's a band out there that's fake. I know they're fake.
It's an AI band?
Yeah. Oh, no. But I'm starting to look at them. But that's why I love what we saw at Rockin' Taco with Synchronicity. I like real people. But there is a band. The song's called Give Me. It's by a dude named Oliver Thomas. And he's arranged it. I guess it's his lyrics. But I'm a big fan. And I'm enjoying it. And I think he's going to put out an album. I will never see them in concert because you can't.
It's one guy.
It's one dude.
It'd be him sitting up there with a laptop pressing play.
If I saw him, he might not even look like a rock star.
No.
Probably not. I'm going to say he would not look like a rock star. But also, this brings me to a couple of other fun Steve MZ things. Did you realize, and I had no idea, one of the scariest movies, the first scary movie I ever saw, and maybe for you, would have been Shining for me. What was it for you?
Probably Friday the 13th.
I'm glad you said that. Totally unrehearsed. This is Live Without a Net, a 4-hour radio show done in 30 minutes, an Atlanta show. This is not in Atlanta camp. You know Crystal Lake in Hardwick, New Jersey. Now they're doing Crystal Lake tours. They actually take you. So we're the filming of the very first Friday 13th, and then they revisited the lake. But you can go to crystallaketours.com. I'm not lying about this. You can paddle out on the lake. They show you the tents. I guess they brought back some of the props. And dude, you really feel like you're on the set of Friday the 13th.
That would be scary. To me, that was the scariest part at the very end.
Yeah.
Right? Someone's on the canoe, and then Jason comes out of the water, right?
And grabs you.
Yeah. Oh.
I am not for that. As a matter of fact, if you've been to like Disney and GM or Universal, Jaws comes out of the water. I'm wondering
if they do something like that. They should.
Damn it. That will get you. I don't want to see that. Also in Steve MZ, Mark Hamill is a douchebag.
Okay, I saw something about him being brain dead. So what did he do? He's
an idiot, and I hate it. You meet people. People ask me all the time, and it's kind of a cool question. I appreciate it. They're like, when you meet famous people, they always say, who was the coolest, who was the biggest douchebag? Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, so I usually go through and tell them, that when you're a huge fan of something, you're just like, please stay in character, or don't let me know too much about your personal life. I just want to believe what you put out there. Mark Hamill, if anybody should stay on track, it's him, because he's really only done Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So, dude, stay focused. It's not like you're Kevin Costner, where you've danced with wolves, where you've had the love of the game, where you heard a field talking to you and built a field, or, you've been a murderer, you've been a hero. You've been Mark Hamill. You are that. You are Luke.
Luke Skywalker. That's it. I can't even think of another movie he's been in that wasn't a parody. I think he was in one of the Jay and Silent Bob movies.
Maybe.
As Mark Hamill being Luke Skywalker. I feel he had a cameo
Maybe
in some
you're right.
movie around that time. But nothing major.
It's almost like whenever he does something, he in a movie,
it's Star Wars related. Yeah.
He's Mark Hamill. Well, here's what he did. He put out a picture and he went after the president. Star Wars actor Mark Hamill deleted the photo that he had up depicting President Trump as a deceased individual. Had him in like a casket, deceased.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which was a little over the top. It's just you can't do that. It's a huge backlash on him. He had to take it down. I saw it on the internet. It's now gone. I didn't screenshot it. I knew I would talk about it. I don't want to show it. I don't want to share it.
This is like when Kathy Griffin did the picture of Trump's head, and she kind of got canceled.
Was it Trump or Bush?
No, it was Trump.
It's Trump. Yeah, it was Trump during the 16.
Yeah, and she got in trouble for that.
Oh, she got canceled for a while. Mm-hmm. It's almost like, you can disagree. You cannot call, and that's what they're talking about right now. Steve MZ letting you know you can't call for somebody
death. Or allude to it,
because there's crazy people out there that will do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they're saying stop it. He had to take it down. I don't know. There's been a heavy backlash on him. I mean, for all I know, he won't even be able to appear and sign autographs and stuff. This went way too far, and the world jumped on him for it. Mm-hmm. But we now know how much he really, really dislikes President Trump. People out there now talking too about Johnny Carson. They say he was 1,000 times % better than Kimmel, and Carson was also better basically than anybody that ever hosted the Tonight Show. Your thoughts on the three hosts of the Tonight Show?
Well, I'm probably old school, but Jay Leno was very neutral, politically neutral as well. It wasn't until Dr. Fauci and COVID. Again, I can pin anything on Fauci that's going wrong with the world today. and biased late night talk show hosts is a direct result of the actions of Dr. Fauci.
There you go. You heard it here on Steve MZ. Now, coming up is a little polydictainment. This is brought to you by David Markwell of Markwell Therapy. This is, if anybody needs to give David a call, it's Mark Hamill. I will tell you, a guy I went to high school with that watches the show has told me that he's been with David since hearing about him and receiving counseling. He didn't obviously go into his issues, but he said that David's helping him tremendously. And this is a guy that's right in between me and my middle brother's age. So David Markwell, renowned. He was the radio psychiatrist for Rock 100.5 in the last 6-7 years. He came on with Bailey and Southside, and he was huge. And he worked with me, with Larry and Eric and the regular guys when I said I was getting married. So he had been with both morning shows. Solid guy, located in Marietta.
Polydictainment.
All right.
My mic had a little flub there. So it's okay. It happens. Sometimes the buttons are a little slow, so you press an extra one.
Can I talk to him for a second?
Yeah.
Mike, do that today. It's a Monday. I understand Mondays. Do it tomorrow. I'll kill you. Okay. Now, I won't kill you. There's too much of that kind of talk. I'll give you a wedgie. All right.
Wedgie's where it's at.
Because there's no HR. I'm allowed to touch his underwear.
Trump says he does not like Iran's peace deal for a ceasefire.
Oh, boy.
We've been waiting to hear back for over a week on them to come to some kind of ceasefire terms.
Mm-hmm.
And just yesterday, Trump says he does not like it. It's very inappropriate, apparently.
He used the word inappropriate, which means I know what we're asking for, so they're probably saying, no, we're not giving up our nuclear stuff that's buried in the ground that can help make weapons. And maybe they're still wanting to charge in.
Well, they still want control over the Strait of Hormuz.
Well, that's a big
they want us to stop our blockade, basically, and get out. And they still want to have control of Strait of Hormuz, and of course, no more military action. This is just to kind of have a ceasefire while we get to the nuclear things and get to the other parts of the negotiation. But Trump said on Truth Social, I don't like their letter. It's inappropriate. I don't like their response.
Yeah, and I heard the statement that he made. He basically said the A lineup of leaders is gone. The B lineup of leaders is gone. Half the C lineup is gone. They don't have anything as far as Navy, aircrafts. It's almost like he's sending a message to the public.
To everyone else, like, hey, if we just stick this, ride this out, they're going to run out of resources, period. And then they're going to have no choice but to let us, rule or keep the strait open, and we have our way with it.
I think we don't
which is
want
why
it.
they don't like us there in the first place, because that's what we've been doing for the past 50 years.
Yeah, they don't want anybody rule. I mean, nobody should rule it. It should be a free passageway for all. I don't know who gets paid. I don't know who spends the money. I don't know what money, I don't know what goes on there. But then again, you look at what's going on. I think he's trying to send a message also to the public to overthrow this regime.
Well, that hasn't happened yet. And one of the biggest warmongers, Republican warmongers, Lindsey Graham, he's like, well, if we don't like it, let's do some more military action.
Well,
and he's been encouraging lots of military action from the get-go. It's like, I don't know. It's almost like, why do you want this so bad, this military action?
I don't know.
It's feeding the military-industrial complex.
It is possible. Well, when you build them, you got to blow them up.
Right. And if you don't have anything to blow, you can't make more if we're not using them.
Right.
And we have to keep feeding the military-industrial complex. And it just seems like Lindsey Graham is just so outspoken about wanting to continue military operations at all costs. It just seems a little suspicious.
Well, we are the people. It's our country. There's more of us than them. We should just. I'm not saying an overthrow, but man, let's get some transparency here. All right, right now it is time for sports, and we will go to sports. It is brought to you by two fantastic sponsors. I can tell you right now that we will not be talking to Skipper. He's a Tuesday, Thursday sports guy at Regal Nissan. Go there for your service. He's the service manager. But we will be talking to Jack Sugar, sponsored by North Atlanta Golf Carts. On the line now for Yeah Come On Sports, it's Jack Sugar. Good morning, Jack.
Good morning, fellas. How we doing?
Doing good, man. It's a Monday. We had Friday off because Thursday night we did Rock and Taco with maybe the best tribute band for Sting and the Police. They're called Synchronicity. So we did our show live there Thursday night, re-aired it Friday morning. Got to tell you, man, spot on. God, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's I think that's one of my dad's favorite albums, Synchronicity. He's got that on. I
Oh,
got him
man.
a turntable for his 60th birthday a few years ago, and he's got Synchronicity up at their beach house.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Was he
Nice.
in, don't tell me was he in town Thursday night?
No, he was not. He was in Switzerland.
All right. Here's the deal. Switzerland? Did you say Switzerland?
Switzerland.
Nobody says that. Where was your dad? Was he, but Jack's father has several properties and he monitors sports. That's why Jack's so good at sports. So all these properties are near stadiums. Jack has always been in sports. Of course, they're country clubs, but Jack is always been geared to it. That's why he is the ultimate sports guy.
Mm-hmm.
And his father's in Switzerland, probably covering their national team before coming to the World Cup, I'm guessing.
Not even close, but
isn't it great how I can just make it up? No,
but,
I don't want to get into your daddy's business. That's secretive, and the man's only a year older than me, and his office is in Switzerland, and my office is in Alpharetta. Don't we all feel like, damn, what did we miss out on?
Well, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but yes, they were. My mom went over there too, so they were having a good time traveling around a little bit. But that does lead to a segue that he worked in Atlanta in the 90s, and had access to a lot of sporting events. To your point, the most frequent of which were seats in Turner Field. And as we know, this weekend was not only this weekend, all of last weekend into this weekend was a heavy one for Braves fans all across the country, because Ted Turner made the Braves a national team. And so that was a tough loss at the end of last week. And then, gosh, I was standing there on Saturday night and saw the bottom line of the TV say that Bobby Cox passed away at 84 years old, and my heart sank. So you got to start Monday off talking about Bobby Cox. I feel like we were just talking about him getting thrown out of a bunch of games with all these auto umpires, and so it's just sad day. He was an absolute legend in the Braves. Lore. They're just Bobby Cox is the Atlanta Braves, and so it's just super sad to see him go. And of course, they win the two games following the announcement of his passing, and he had a hand in that.
Oh, 100%. I just showed up a picture of Bobby Cox. Everybody likes the Field of Dreams movie with Kevin Costner. Shows Cox walking into the corn wearing his uniform. And it's kind of something, pretty cool. But you're right. Looking at Bobby Cox, born in 41, just passing away May 9th. Marietta, Georgia is where he passed. That's where he stayed. And this guy, I didn't know, Jack, that he played actually I knew he played baseball. Always married to the same person, Pamela Cox. But this dude was an Atlanta Braves manager, but he was also a Toronto's Blue Jays manager, and I forgot about that, 82 to 1985, and he did the Braves, but then was let go in 81. That's when he went to Toronto. Then he was brought back in 90, and of course stayed with us till 2010, just bringing us the 95 World Series.
Yep, winning 14 straight division titles from 91 to 2005. Which is, that's never going to happen again. And it's not like we had the biggest payroll. He just was an incredible manager. These guys all came out yesterday and on Saturday night talking about he was a second or, primary father figure to these guys. And, he's just, there's the longevity with the Braves, the success. It's unmatched. That's why he's a statue outside of the stadium.
Yeah, it is. I just wish, because I was at all those World Series. Thank God I had a Game 1 ticket for the 95 season. And that is when I went to spring training. I stayed out there for 10 days. That's the team I knew the most. So it was kind of cool for me. And then I had 2 tickets to Game 6 in Atlanta. And the girl I was dating was like all geeked. And I'm like, it's just somebody I'm dating. You're not a girlfriend. And then my brothers are there just like going nuts. And I just said, here you go. And I gave my brothers my tickets. And then they went into Game 6 to see him clinch. And I can just say the girl got very upset and decided to leave. And I'm like, take care.
Because you took care of your brothers instead of her.
Yeah, because it's like that. You see a moment and you recognize it. And Jack's talking about, all the division titles. I wish, but being that I was at those World Series, you hate to lose World Series. You do. It's just you feel snake bit. But at least that one year was special. And you're right. He left the building, and everybody called him Skipper. I knew Bobby. He was cool to me. He knew me as Southside. And I'd see him at the spring trainings and talk to him. And, man, that guy could not wait to get into the locker room and be in a pair of shorts, sometimes like a wife beater type T-shirt or just a regular T-shirt, high socks, slides. He always slides and smoking a cigar. Huh. Couldn't wait. That was amazing. That was him. And you're right. Everybody called him Skipper. Chipper Jones has definitely spoken highly of him. I saw Freddie Freeman made some comments. Smoltz. Yeah, you can find it all. Everybody has a Bobby Cox story. The one thing that we got to realize, he was also kicked out of the park the most, Jack.
Yes, he was 162 times, which is a great number because that's how many games are in a season. But yeah, 162 times and the most all time. So he's a legend, man, for so many reasons. And now with robo umpires, I can imagine ejections are just going to be so few and far between. So that one absolutely is going to stand the test of time too.
I will tell you, I kicked dirt on a third base coach's foot last week in the playoffs. He mouthed off at me, and then I mouthed back, and he said something else. So rather than say another word, I just kicked dirt towards his feet. It didn't completely get on his feet, but it was pretty funny.
You could have been ejected.
He could have been. He goes, really? I go, I thought that was the baseball thing to do when I'm upset with you, and I laughed, but he did not laugh. But I kicked dirt on the guy's foot. So there you go.
Sir, it's 8U baseball. Let's lighten things up a little bit.
It does, yeah. A little 8U confrontation. Yeah, a little kicking of the dirt. Well, we thank you for that. I know how much you love Atlanta sports. In closing, anything you want to close off with as far as Atlanta sports?
Atlanta-wise, no, not really. With the the Hawks are out of it. Basketball's happening despite us. But the Braves, I mean, they are the best team in baseball right now. They're 9 games up on the Phillies, and they're just crushing baseballs. Their offense is rocking and rolling. Their pitching staff's hanging together. We've got a big homestand this week with the Cubs. They're the second best team in baseball. They've won 8 out of their last 10. So the Cubs will be in town, and man, I always hate when those Cubs fans come into Truist Park. They travel so well. They're everywhere. They're just like us. And so, big homestand starting tomorrow, and then the Red Sox over the weekend. So, lots to be excited about for the Braves. And now that we've got Bobby, taking the reins from up above, it's, it should be a good season for us. But yeah, PGA Championship this week. So golf, back in the spotlight. This weekend was kind of interesting. Christopher Rattan, a guy that just got his PGA Tour card, won in Charlotte at Quail Hollow. So that was a pretty good one. But I'm sure, like most fathers, were out getting rocked by their kids over Mother's Day weekend. So I didn't get to watch as much of that as I would have liked to. But, it's good to be back on sports with you guys. It's been a little while. So we will probably touch base again on Friday when we're about halfway through the PGA Championship. But for now, this has been Jack Sugar with Yeah Come On Sports, brought to you by North Atlanta Golf Carts. Now enjoy a quick commercial from our sponsor. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, come on. Yeah Come On and Yeah Come On golf carts. Hey, it's Southside Steve with the Yeah Come On show talking about one of our fantastic sponsors, and that would be North Atlanta Golf Carts. North Atlanta Golf Carts is located in Dawsonville off Highway 53 East, or you can go to Buford where they're located off Thompson Mill Road. Either way, they've got lots of brands for you. They've got Yamaha, they've got Club Car, and many others. Whatever you're looking for, they've got it, and they've been in business since 1997. When you get there, ask for Craig Riddle. He's the man. He'll be at one or two locations always during the day, and then ask for the Yeah Come On deal. He's already prepared to give you $500 off a used golf cart. So whether it's new to you or brand new, however you want to customize it, do you want it delivered? They've got parts, they've got accessories, and they work round the clock. Monday through Saturday, they're open. Sunday, they're closed. That's North Atlanta Golf Carts. Yeah, come on. Drink the potion.
Mike, he was still running the commercial. He
Okay, all right, sorry.
Got us talking off the air.
Thank you, Mike.
But it's live without a net radio. That's what we do.
It is, and I was just looking through while the commercial was playing. You know, we got different things. I'm so hooked on these bands that aren't real that I'm hearing good songs, and it sucks. Then I hear songs that I love because I'm a big fan of New Wave, and we haven't played it in a long time, but I did tease it. You can follow us on socials on the Yeah Come On show on Instagram. You can follow it on X, and you can also follow it on TikTok. And
our TikTok thing is it's getting some growth.
It is.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do some TikTok lives, like we did a Facebook live from Rock and Taco. I think we should start doing TikTok live while we're recording said 30-minute Atlanta radio show in 30 minutes, live without a net.
So allow people to watch it live on TikTok or go back to it.
And then maybe they may get a glimpse of Mike. You know?
Yeah, you could see Mike that way. Yeah, you're right, because I think the camera will be pointed that way. Also, of course, get us on Spotify, get us on Apple if you can't watch us, but YouTube is where we're really trying to grow our numbers. We'd love for you to watch. But is it too much to play Nick Kershaw?
No, I think we can do that. We haven't done it on the Yeah Come On show yet.
No.
I mean, it's not really a deep cut because people still know it, but you don't hear it that much these days.
No, you don't, and it was a deep cut for a while. It got lost. I'm going to say after the 80s. I think it was lost in the 90s.
Yeah, it was in the movie Pretty in Pink. Yeah, that's where it got a bump, and then it kind of fizzled out after a while.
But what a great song by a guy that kind of a one-hit wonder in the mainstream. But it was my favorite song when I heard it, and I said I love it even more. And I did share it on our Instagram account. But here it is on our show.
Here
Jeff, take it.
Yeah, you can watch the video, listen to the song. Link in the description. It is Nick Kershaw.
Yeah, Nick Kershaw.
Wouldn't it be good?
And it goes out to our boys at Star Coach Limos. That's the limousines of the future. But go to starcoaches.com if you want to rent a big Rockstar bus. And also Wrap Star USA. If you want to wrap it because you got a small business on your vehicle, or you just want to wrap your vehicle because it's cheaper than paint, you can get any color you want. And definitely that's sexy. And if you got a boat out there on Lake Lanier or Altoona or West Point, wouldn't it be good to go to Wrap Star USA?